Oliver, what do you think was the specific detail, that exact turning point with which you went from being a losing trader or being in break even to becoming a winning trader? What was the moment? Interesting question. I believe that traders fall into one of two categories when it comes to the transition from loser to winner. And I consider break even a winning trader, by the way. All right. So I'm including break even trading in the winning camp, because if you can go into the most competitive market in the world and pit yourself against some of the brightest minds, some of which are sloshing around billions of dollars, if you can go into that shark infested pool with your money and come out with your money, with your limbs intact, your arms, your legs, you've got your pants still on, your underwear, your shirt. They didn't rob you. They didn't take anything from you. Oh my God. Congratulations. That's a win. All right. Because it's shark infested. So you have won. You're a winning trader if you're a break even trader. Congratulate yourself. Okay. Now, I believe that traders fall into two general categories when it comes to making that transition. One is the way what happened. One is where you start to see glimpses of who you're going to be in the future. So you're really bad. You're really bad. You're hemorrhaging money. You're really bad. But you start to see moments of goodness. And you're like, whoa, I did really well these last 2 days. And then boom, it'll disappear and you go back to being bad, 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 bad. But then again, there'll be, wow, on this day, I did almost every single thing perfectly. And boom, it'll disappear. Now, that type of trader will gradually, if they apply themselves, the gap between the good periods starts to get smaller, and the duration of the good period starts to get longer. So maybe in the past, the good periods, maybe they had, the good periods lasted on average 2 days. So I can't get past 2 good days. All right. And that happens once a month. So they've got the duration of good periods, 2 days, and the frequency is once a month. Now they get duration of 2 days, but it's happening now 3 times a month. Better. Now they're stretching their good periods. They get 3-4 days sometimes. And that's happening 4 times a month. And now they get a week. They can put a solid week of good trading in. So this is the gradual turn that tends to happen with some traders. Those bright days get longer and the dark periods get shorter until there's more light than darkness. Okay? Then there's the category that I was in. And to be honest with you, I don't wish this category on you, but you might be in that category. And that is the category where there is no light. You almost never see light. There are no 2 days. There's just losing day after losing day after losing day, to the point where you think, like, how can someone be this bad at something? How can I break mathematical law? I mean, if you flip a freaking coin long enough, you get practically 50% heads and 50% tails. I can't even do that. I can't even flip a coin and win sometimes. How can someone lose 100% of the time? How can I be this bad? That category is the category that I was in. It was so sad that sometimes I would crack up just because I was in disbelief You know how like the Joker crack, like I would just start hysterically laughing because all I could do is cry. And there are some traders that fall into that group where you don't see any light whatsoever until one magical day. I am telling you, traders, it happened in one day. I remember it like it was yesterday. I mean, for some reason, this day just seemed different from the moment I woke up. There was a different feeling. Colors were brighter. I don't know. It was just the air seemed different. And from that day, everything changed. Everything. Now, I'm not saying I went from chronically losing every day to being a multi-million-dollar trader. No, but markedly better in one day. Now, from the outside and looking at my record, it would appear as though it was almost like a magical event. That Oliver went from 0 to 100 in an instant. But no, there was growth happening all the while, but underneath. It wasn't visible. You can actually be getting better, but your record can show that you're actually worse. And a lot of people don't understand this in trading, and it's when they quit and even maybe even start to call the whole activity a scam, because how can they ask themselves, how can I be getting better? How can I be getting more educated? How can I be getting more trained? How can I be getting more disciplined? And my record shows that I'm actually dumber than I was when I knew nothing. How can I make more money when I knew nothing and lose more money when I know everything? And this is a normal occurrence, guys. That strange dichotomy, that strange, weird period where you know you're smarter, you know you're more skilled, but your account is in a straight downtrend. You're in an uptrend and your account's in a downtrend. How can that be? And that's what I experienced. And what I realized looking back is that I was so deep that I couldn't see the turn back to the upside. So the turn back to the upside was happening, but it was coming from so deeply below break even, below the light, as it were, that you can't see the movement back up until it breaks. And that break into the light is really appears like it's one day. Like, how did that happen? But you were rising in the darkness underneath, but it just wasn't perceptible to the eye for a long period of time. And so when I tell my traders that you're going to fall either in one of these groups, they instantly want to know, well, Oliver, what's the best group? What's the best way? I believe the best way is not that way, not the way that happened to me. I believe the best way is to see glimpses of yourself. There's more hope in that approach. When you see breakthroughs, they might disappear and come and go. That's normal. But at least you see glimpses of what is to come, and it keeps you in the game longer. And I believe that those who fall in my category, that category has the greatest degree. That cemetery in that category is much larger. There's greater deaths in the darkness category versus the periodic light category. So if I can wish one on you, I'd wish the periodic light category. But you might just be in the darkness category. And I don't know this for sure, but I don't think you can choose. I don't think you can choose which one you are, because a part of trading, guys, your path is largely determined by what you bring to the market. This is why the journey is so personal. What baggage do you bring? Because your baggage is going to be different from another trader's baggage. This baggage you have to deal with and get rid of. But you don't want to get rid of the baggage. It's your baggage. It's part of your identity. But the market is going to demand that you get rid of this baggage. But some of you are going to feel like it's Louis Vuitton luggage. I invested a lot into this luggage, this baggage. And the market's going to say, get rid of that. That's nonsense. And you're going to struggle to, and then another trader brings a little duffel bag to the market. And they're going to have to get rid of that. But getting rid of a duffel bag versus a 14-piece Louis Vuitton luggage set are two different things. And so your path is largely determined by who you are, what you bring to the market. Whether you have a propensity to be disciplined, whether you are someone who really you struggle to win every argument. That's a trait that's going to spill over into your trading, good or bad. Whether you have won, whether you're used to winning in your life, all right, which is usually, when it comes to trading, a negative, believe it or not. The person who's used to winning in life is going to be broken down by the market, because this is not a game of winning. It's a game of how to lose properly. And a lot of traders fail to realize that. You lose your way to success in this game. You don't win your way to winning. You lose your way to winning. All right. It's through the process of negation that you become successful. It's through the process of learning what not to do so that whatever's left is what you should be doing. You can't go directly to doing what you should do without removing what you shouldn't do first. So everything is backwards. You learn to lose properly. And by learning to lose properly, all of a sudden you look, oh my God, I'm profitable. Look at that. I wasn't even trying to be profitable. I was just trying to lose properly. And all of a sudden the profit started appearing. That's how you become successful as a trader. You don't try to win. You'll never get this if you're trying to win. You've got to try to do the right thing from the loss side. The winning side takes care of itself, traders. What do you do if you buy a stock and it goes up $2? What did you do except pray? You didn't call up your billionaire friends and say, guys, I just bought. Can you throw a couple $1 billion now into the stock to push it up $2? You didn't do that. You didn't physically push the stock up $2. You did nothing but pray. So the market didn't need you to do a $2 move. But if you have a maximum loss of 100 and you buy your stock and you eliminate that stock at a $90 loss, and now it's down $2, which would have been a $200 loss. What did you do? Because if you did nothing, you would have a $200 loss. You did something to make it a $90 loss. You see? So your job is not on the winning side because you don't do anything. Your job is to make sure the losing side is handled correctly, and the market's job is to handle the winning side. It's a partnership, but there are far too many of you trying to do the market's job, and you're leaving your post. You're leaving your job untouched, unfocused. You lose your way to winning. You must lose your life to gain your life first. You always deal with the loss side. You must squat before you leap. You must pull a bow back before it springs forward. You focus on losses before you can become a winner. Everything in life is that way. But no, 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 no. You know what you guys want to do? You want to not deal with the losses. You just want to focus on trying to be a good winner. That is not your job. And this is what extends the journey for so many traders. They don't need to be that long on the path of trying to become consistent, but they extend their journey by focusing on the wrong thing. And this is where a mentor or someone who's gone down the path that knows all the dead ends that can prevent you from, that's the value of where that comes from. All right. Anyway, I know I've gone off on a tangent for that, but it's just a great topic that, a lot more people need to become aware of.